Good morning, afternoon, or evening. It's Coach Ishues, whatever you want to call me. Let's talk some boxing. It's been a couple days. Had a lot going on, so I ain't do my regular postings about fights and stuff like that. So I want to talk about a fight that I didn't get a chance to talk about on the build-up, and that I didn't get a chance to talk about right after the fight. Zhillei Zhang, however you say his name, versus Joyce too, right? I watched the fight. I watched the first fight. I didn't know who Zhillei Zhang was. Zhillei Zhang was leading up to the first fight. I know who Joyce was, but I didn't know who Zhang was. And he demolished the Juggernaut first fight. So I'm like, okay, and I saw how he did it, which is going to lead me into a whole nother conversation about Zhillei Zhang. So he demolished him the first fight. And second fight, yeah, he beat the shit out of Joyce, man. He beat the shit out of Joyce, man. First of all, okay, so Joyce I see he tried to make some adjustments. I don't think that he prepared well enough. One indication of that is that he was overweight. He's about 20 pounds heavier than he was. Now, Tyson Fury came in heavy against Deontay Wilder on the third fight. But he came in heavy because his game plan was to wear Wilder down. You know what I'm saying? Put his weight on him, wear him down, wear out his legs, so forth and so on. And which what he did worked. You know what I'm saying? He put that weight on him, he wore him down. By like second, third round, he was on wobbly legs. Just because Tyson Fury is laying 300 pounds on every chance he get, every tie up, whatever. He stepped to him, he closed the distance. You know, he stepped to him. He didn't fight his usual, dance around, stay elusive. He stepped right to Deontay Wilder. He mixed it up with him, and then in every chance he got, he draped his weight on him. You know what I'm saying? So if you coming in heavier for that purpose, okay, that makes sense. But coming in heavier for that purpose means that you fight a certain way that Joyce didn't fight. So he didn't do any of the things that he's supposed to do. He didn't step to Zhang, get in there, get inside, mix it up, right? He stayed on the outside. Now, staying on the outside, he did do something different this fight than he did last fight. He was circling more to his left, right? Circling more to his left. But he wasn't doing anything with that mindset or that that principle or that tactic. Tactic is a better word. He wasn't doing anything with that tactic. Beginning of the fight, I'm like, okay, he's doing the right thing. He's stepping around, keeping his lead foot on the outside. But the only thing that he was really doing, he would duck down to the right and throw the lead jab to the body. Every once in a while, he'll try to throw the jab, but he was more throwing the jab just to throw it and not necessarily trying to establish it. He did a pretty pedestrian job at just kind of keeping the lead hand out. You know what I'm saying? But just like I tell my students in the gym, like, you got to do more than just keep the lead hand out. The lead hand is one of those things where it has a lot of different components. And the only way you want to be proficient at establishing, not just establishing the jab, because the jab is the strike off of the lead hand, but establishing lead hand dominance is what I call it. It has a lot of different components to it. So you can't just use one component the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's like a gun, right? It's like a gun. You look at a gun. One of my favorite lines is from Snatch, from my man said, "Heavy's good, heavy's reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit him with it." You know what I'm saying? So like, a gun could be a blunt object. You could beat somebody with a gun. You could pistol whip somebody. You know what I'm saying? A gun could be a deterrent. If the person doesn't, even if the gun is not loaded, if the person doesn't know the gun is loaded, you stick it in the person's face. You know what I'm saying? That could be a deterrent. That could be whatever, right? The threat of it being lethal is almost sometimes the same as being lethal. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if it's fully loaded and, you know, the person behind the gun, behind the trigger, has the intent of pulling it, then, you know, of course, there's a lot of things that could happen from that standpoint. So, a lot of different components. Same thing with a lead hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you keep the lead hand, just leaving the lead hand out, it does a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's enough to frustrate you. It's the same as pointing a gun at somebody's face, right? But if you know, if the clip fall out the gun, you know what I'm saying? Or you click the trigger and it doesn't fire, now you pointing a gun at somebody's face doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Actually, now it could be used against you, because now they could, because you had the audacity to do that, take it from you, beat you with it, beat you with your own gun. You know what I'm saying? So, or the clip fall out, or whatever happens that leads you to believe, lead the person to believe they're not under threat anymore because the gun doesn't have any bullets in it. So now you pointing a gun with no bullets in it, you know what I'm saying, at someone's face doesn't mean anything, right? So it's the same thing as just leading the lead hand out there. When you just leave it out there, if you don't have no, you know, some strikes behind it, or if you can't throw jabs behind it, if you're not coming over the jab, if you're not doing something to take away some of his weapons with the lead hand, or even using it as a point of entry, then it serves no purpose, and it can actually be used against you. So so he did a lot of that, and, you know, all for nothing. He didn't commit in the fight. He didn't commit to anything. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even commit to the jab. Only thing he was really committed to was circling around to the left. But he wasn't really committed, like, okay, even his defense, right? And he tried to fight out of some weird Philly shell Floyd Mayweather style, not even understanding that style is terrible for an open stance fight. That's why when Floyd Mayweather fights southpaws, he don't usually fight in the Philly shell. Philly shell is designed for someone who's in the same stances, who's in the same hand as you, same stance as you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he was even like his defense, like he was getting hit with stuff that really he shouldn't have been getting hit with. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like, I don't know if that's what he worked on in sparring, I don't know whatever, right? But every time he get in trouble, he dropped to this. He trying to shoulder roll shots from a southpaw, shots coming from a southpaw stance. Like, that don't even make no sense. You know what I mean? Especially if your shoulder roll ain't tight. It ain't James Toney. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't Floyd Mayweather, junior or senior. You know what I'm saying? It ain't tight. You know, to withstand something from the southpaw stance in a Philly shell, your Philly shell got to be tight. His wasn't even tight, and really it's not even a good idea. That's why Floyd rarely even does it. You know what I'm saying? But his wasn't even tight. It was just looked like it. You know what I mean? So he was getting hit with stuff, and then he got hit with the boom bap original rap. Boom bap original rap. You know what I'm saying? The straight right to the body, straight left upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Straight right to the body, yeah. Straight left upstairs. That boom bap original rap. You know what I mean? And it was a rap after that. You know, it was an original rap after that. He hit the ground and it looked like he was sleep. Like, he went to the ground. He looked, for a second, he was in a dream. He was sleep. He was in the sleep position. Sleep. You know what I'm saying? Then he kind of came to it, whatever. So, good fight. Good win for Zhillei Zhang, which, man, listen. Zhillei Zhang is He might be the most dangerous heavyweight on the planet. He gonna be avoided. If I tell you what, if Andy Ruiz really wanted that Wilder smoke, he can prove it by fighting Zhillei Zhang. I know Zhillei Zhang can take that fight. You ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? You really want to walk, because Zhillei Zhang is another Wilder. I think Wilder and Zhillei Zhang might be the two most dangerous heavyweights in the division. Usyk will outbox you. You know, Tyson Fury will outbox you. You know what I'm saying? Beat you up, whatever. You know what I mean? But Zhillei Zhang and Wilder will put your lights out. You know what I'm saying? They'll change your life. Them dudes, when they hit you, they'll change your life. I like to see them two fight. That'd be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Dynamic right hand against a dynamic left hand. Because Zhillei Zhang's left hand is just as dangerous as Wilder's right hand. I mean, what was Joyce known for before this fight? You know what I'm saying? The juggernaut. What is one of the reasons? What is the juggernaut? What's the juggernaut? Even take it to the cartoon, the X-Men. What was the juggernaut? The juggernaut was, you know what I'm saying, a being who wasn't a mutant. His powers was stolen on him through magic, but he had the ability to be invulnerable as long as he kept moving. You know what I'm saying? Invulnerable. What's invulnerability in boxing? What's the equivalent to being invulnerable in boxing? A good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. You know what I'm saying? He might not be able to box, but oh shit, he got a good chin. I done seen him get cracked and don't even take a step backwards. He's always been known for having a good chin. Zhillei Zhang knocked him senseless 2 times. 2 times. Twice. That second one, that boom bap, original rap, woo. Right to the body, straight left, right upstairs. Put him to bed, tucked him in. You know what I'm saying? Tucked him in. Read him a bedtime story, sung him a lullaby and everything. You know what I mean? So he did that to Joyce. So if he did that to Joyce, he could do that to anybody. He could do that to pretty much anybody. Anybody can get that. Just like when you see Wilder knock, anybody can get knocked out by Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Him and Zhillei Zhang and Wilder are at the top of the heap as far as one hitter quitters. And you can look at Zhillei Zhang's highlights and be like, oh, he did that against nobody. That's not true anymore. He's done it twice against Joyce, who was the juggernaut. And if he could do it twice against Joyce, who was the juggernaut, he could do it to Anthony Joshua. He could do it to Andy Ruiz. He could do it to Tyson Fury. He could do it to Usyk. He might be the Achilles heel for everybody. You know what I'm saying? He could clip anybody. He could clip any of them. Him against Tyson Fury is not a predetermined outcome. Him against Joshua, he'll probably knock Joshua out. Joshua will probably run from that smoke. Him against Wilder can go either way. Whichever one can better withstand. If whoever has the best punch resistance against them two, and whoever can land their bomb first. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a rough night for both of them. You know what I'm saying? Him against Usyk, he can knock Usyk out. He can knock Usyk out. He has a very classic throwback type of style. You know what I'm saying? Less is more. He don't do a whole lot, and that's dangerous for fighters who have to go all 12 rounds. Usyk gonna have to go 12 rounds with him. He's not gonna knock Zhillei Zhang out. He's gonna have to go 12 rounds, and that's dangerous because you kind of never know what they're gonna do at any particular time, and they got that missile. At any point, they can hit you with that missile. Hit you with that. He hit that left hand. He catch Usyk with that left hand. It's good night. And you believe anything otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. You catch Usyk with that. If he catch Usyk with that left hand and it don't do nothing to Usyk, Usyk is not a human being. I'm just saying. That boy hit hard with that left hand. He's wild. He's Wilder-like with that left hand. He's Wilder-like with that left hand. You know what I'm saying? You know, him against Dubois. Him against Chisora said he wanted that smoke. I'd like to see that. I think he'll put Chisora lights out too. And that's a tough dude. So that you know, that'd be hard to do. Point is, man, after seeing him do what he did to Joyce, Zhillei Zhang is somebody who he gonna be less talked about because they ain't gonna want that. You know, he gonna pull up a lot of people's skirt. He really gonna expose what's going on in this heavyweight division, like who really won it. Everybody talking, who really won it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that, you know, at the end of the day, and I didn't, you know, everybody was hyped on Jared Anderson, which I'm gonna do a video about him too. You know what I'm saying? Being the next, next thing in heavyweight, I never seen it. Never seen it. He's a good fighter, but I never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Zhillei Zhang could be the most dangerous heavyweight on planet Earth right now, because he got some intangibles that's yet to be proven at the highest level. But based on what I've seen, as far as his toughness, his focus, his ability to stick to a game plan, his savvy, he's real savvy in the ring. He kind of remind me of Big George. You know what I'm saying? Big George Foreman. Kind of remind me of Big George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Like sneaky, and then explosive. You know what I mean? And with dynamite in his hands for a heavyweight. Not just dynamite in his hands for a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He got dynamite in his hands for a heavyweight. There's not a lot of heavyweights right now boxing that hit like Zhillei Zhang. Period. You know what I mean? All that being said, yeah, I think he can get anybody. So we'll see what happens with him. But that's it, man. You know what I mean? Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let's talk about it. All right? Peace.